UK driveway owners hit with shock. New £49 monthly charge from January. Are you affected? The electric car revolution was supposed to save you money and the planet, but now it's quietly draining your wallet. Imagine thinking you've made the eco-friendly switch, only to be hit with an unexpected £49 monthly cost just to keep your car running. That's not a tax. It's not a headline. It's a hidden fee, creeping into millions of homes across the UK. For years, we were promised cheap, clean motoring. Just plug in overnight and enjoy pennies per charge. But the truth? The pennies are piling up, and £49 is the new normal. Rising electricity prices, hidden fees, and looming battery replacements are turning the dream of driving electric into an expensive reality most weren't prepared for. Are EVs really saving you money, or is the green revolution quietly funded straight from your wallet? Hey everyone, welcome back to State Pension Update. Today we're diving into something that affects far more than just electric car enthusiasts. It's about how the cost of going green could impact your household budget, your monthly expenses, and ultimately your financial planning. Stick around because this £49 monthly shock might make you rethink everything you thought you knew about electric vehicles. Let's cut to the chase. The electric car revolution was sold to us as a perfect trifecta. Good for the planet, good for your wallet, and good for your conscience. Switch to an EV, we were told, and you're doing your bit for the environment while saving money and enjoying the latest in cutting-edge technology. It sounded like a dream scenario, but as more people make the leap, reality is starting to clash harshly with that dream. Just when you thought you had done everything right, buying the car, installing a home charger, maybe even bragging to your friends about your green credentials, comes the latest shock. An unexpected new monthly cost landing around £49. It's a cost nobody mentioned when the ads were running. It's not about the car or the charger anymore. This is a recurring fee, quietly eating into your budget month after month. The so-called green revolution is beginning to feel like it's funded entirely by your own wallet. Every month, a new chunk of hard-earned cash disappears in the name of progress. For years, the promise was simple. Running an electric car was cheap, almost negligible. Plug it in overnight and wake up to a full tank for mere pennies. The message was clear: clean, convenient, and inexpensive motoring for everyone. But now, those pennies have grown into pounds, and that £49 monthly charge is becoming the new baseline. And this is before you factor in soaring electricity costs, inevitable maintenance, or the astronomical price of a battery replacement down the line. Consider what you've already gone through. You paid a premium for the car, navigated complex government grants, altered your daily routines to fit charging schedules, and maybe even endured debates about how green you really are. And what do you get in return? A steadily increasing bill that seems to have no end. It's the textbook bait and switch. First, cheap motoring lures you in, then the hidden costs creep in silently but relentlessly. What once felt like a smart financial move now carries the weight of a recurring expense you didn't anticipate. We were promised a cheaper, cleaner future, but instead the reality is just as expensive as before, only now with more hassle, more calculations, and a few extra lectures on how much you're helping the planet. Government officials will argue that this isn't a new tax. Technically, they're right. There's no new line on your payslip, no automatic deduction from your salary, but that doesn't make it any less real. The extra cost is simply hidden, tucked away in plain sight, invisible unless you scrutinize your bills. The rise comes in small, almost imperceptible nudges by the energy regulator, quietly adjusting the price cap. There's no fanfare, no headline, just a subtle increase that compounds over time, and it affects millions of households. A seemingly minor percentage hike might seem trivial, but for an EV owner charging every night, it adds up fast. Weeks turn into months, and suddenly your monthly expenditure feels like it's spiraling. What makes it worse is that this cost is disguised. You're paying more, but the blame isn't obvious. The numbers creep upward quietly, and most people have no idea why. It's political theater disguised as energy policy, a silent mechanism that ensures the cost of doing what you were told to do, drive electric, keeps climbing. You followed the advice, made the switch, and now you're paying the price quietly and steadily each month. Contrast this with petrol vehicles. At least there you can shop around, compare prices, hunt for deals, maybe even benefit from competitive fuel stations. You have a sense of agency, even if it's limited. With home charging, that choice evaporates. You're effectively locked into a single supplier, and the pricing decisions of a single regulator. The illusion of choice is gone, replaced by a system that siphons off a little more each month without you being able to do much about it. It's not a tax, technically, but it feels like a subscription fee for a club you never wanted to join, and the price of membership only goes up. So, what's the reality for an average driver? The numbers might surprise you. The typical UK driver covers around 592 miles per month. That's school runs, commutes, errands, weekend trips, all adding up mile by mile. For a standard EV, that means multiple full charges per month. Each charge now costs roughly £19.69, up from £18.73 just months ago, and charging 2 to 3 times monthly quickly becomes a noticeable drain. For many households, this is a brand new line in the family budget, one they didn't have when they were using a petrol car, and that's before you consider depreciation, battery replacement, and the unpredictability of future energy prices. Electricity isn't getting cheaper, and those little monthly increases will continue to add up. The once clear financial advantage of EVs is narrowing. The gap that made switching an obvious choice is shrinking. Soon, the only real benefit left might be the satisfaction of contributing to environmental goals. But let's face it, you can't pay your rent, mortgage, or groceries with a warm glow of virtue. The practical argument for electric cars is weakening fast, and it's hitting hardest for families stretching their budgets to buy a used EV. An extra £49 a month is no trivial sum. It's a significant blow. Industry experts are also raising concerns. Aidan Rushby, CEO of Karula, warns that rising electricity costs are complicating the decision to own an EV. Citizens Advice points out that energy bills remain high and are unlikely to fall soon. The foundation of the electric vehicle argument, the low running cost, is cracking, and ordinary households feel the strain. Government solutions, like the £150 warm home discount, offer minimal relief compared to the nearly £600 a year an average EV now costs to charge. It's a PR gesture, not a real fix, while politicians shift blame and households scramble to balance their finances. There are small steps you can take. Charging during off-peak hours can reduce costs. Using your car's timer to schedule charging between midnight and 7 a.m. may save a little. Driving efficiently, combining trips, and using regenerative braking can also help. Checking for support schemes or contacting your supplier for payment plans can ease the strain slightly. But let's be honest, owning a modern vehicle shouldn't require this much homework or constant budget monitoring. Yet here we are. So, where does this leave us? The government and environmental advocates push the electric future, but electricity is increasingly becoming a luxury commodity. The £49 monthly shock represents a broken promise. The fundamental argument for EVs, cheap running costs, is eroding. As older power stations close and energy prices climb, the cost of charging is now dictated by forces entirely outside our control. The dream of inexpensive clean motoring is being replaced by an expensive, complicated reality. For current EV owners, vigilance is key. Use off-peak tariffs, monitor your bills, and make small adjustments wherever possible. For those considering the switch, the financial argument is getting weaker by the day. The electric dream may be running out of juice far sooner than anyone expected, and the reality is a stark reminder that green doesn't always mean cheap. What seemed like the future of driving is turning into a complex balancing act between conscience, convenience, and cost, a challenge that few were fully prepared for. The electric car dream isn't as simple or as cheap as we were promised. For current EV owners, every penny counts. Using off-peak charging, monitoring bills, and planning trips efficiently can help, but it's still an extra £49 a month for many families. For anyone considering switching to an EV, the financial picture is changing fast, and the days of cheap, worry-free electric motoring may be over. Thanks for watching State Pension Update. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next update on how rising costs and government policies could affect your finances. Leave a comment below and let us know if you own an EV or are thinking about switching. How are these costs affecting your budget? Stay informed, stay prepared, and we'll see you in the next video.